So the next block we're going to look at one that is really very readily misinterpreted is a 9-shape block. Now, 9-shape block, we sink down in a stance, one arm comes down like this and the other arm comes up like that. The explanation we're given is that we are breaking the wrist. It's not the wrist we're breaking, it's the elbow. Now, the poor explanation, I'll borrow Jack a second there, just put down his scary red there for a second. So the explanation we're given is that he's holding on to me with one hand like that. I drop down, I scissor this hand down here and I scissor this hand at the same time to break his wrist. Now that could work, I've no idea. And here's the thing, nobody else has either. The reason is because no one ever tried it. I can imagine that if all the circumstances are perfect, it might work. But it's highly improbable. And anybody who's ever done any of these patterns where this happens, like go back, you will attest to the fact that quite often you smash one hand on the other. And for me to break his wrist, I'm only talking about applying pressure in a little span of that distance. You know, for the lever to really work, I've got to get really close. I'm probably going to smash my own hand. It's not going to work. However, we can use exactly the same thing, exactly the same technique for lots of other things. And we've dealt with a lot of circular attacks coming in, but we haven't dealt with any circular attacks coming back, like a bitch slap or a back fist. So we'll do that now. And we will use a plastic bottle. You'd have to imagine that this is some sort of glass bottle. You can train, you know, I'm not a big advocate of training with live blades and live bottles and live bats and stuff like that because, quite frankly, they hurt. And, you know, however real you think the situation is within the dojo, it isn't really that real, not being attacked by someone who's trying to kill you. So, far better to keep your mats and the hall intact rather than have a broken piece of glass lying there. Anyway, so he's going to attack me with this real plastic bottle. He's going to do it in a circular manner. And again, all I'm going to do is throw my hands up like this, and then start and finish reaction. Pretty much everything that comes circular, I'm going to block in this flinch position. Right? Here or here, it's up to you, I don't really mind, but it's a flinch also. So this comes round, and I'm blocking it like that. Just like we did before, I'm going to take this hand and hit it in the face. That's the first thing I'm going to do. All right? So, you know, arguably, we could use the 2-4-1 block or between knife and a kick. So he swings that here, trap it, I grab his wrist, and I hit him in the face. Okay, now, what I'm going to do is turn his wrist over like this, so that his thumb is pointing up. I'm now able to attack his elbow. All right, when his thumb is pointing down, his elbow bends that way, you can't tack it. You need to spin it around this way. Once I've stretched him out this way, I'm going to take my elbow, and this is very important for people who are taller than you. You need to bring them down. You can't, you know, attack many of these joint locks or strangulation techniques when someone's fully on balance and taller than you. They'll just lift you off the floor. All right, so what I need to do is bring him down. I don't want him stepping around the hall or stepping around the car park or wherever it is in the real world to get away from me. So I'm going to take this leg here and insert it behind his leg. And that's going to prevent him from stepping backwards, which is the way he has to step to get out of this. At the same time as stepping back, I'm going to drive this elbow into here where the deltoid meets the pectoral muscle. And I'm going to drop it down like this, like that. That's really painful. Then, keeping the pressure on, I'm going to circle this hand up underneath and bring it up onto my gi. You can see this is already painful. Okay, then all I'm going to do now is pressure down here. And if you've got this on well, like I've got, you don't need the whole hand. You can do it with your finger. Look, watch. Drop the ball. Drop it, drop it. Do you know what I mean? Okay? So I've got this bone here pressing up into his tricep tendon at the back, and I've got super, super tight control. There's no space. That's the secret to strangulation and joint locks. There's no space. So one more time. He swings that with a bit more reality this time. Oh! Like that. Strike him in the face. Turn his wrist. Sink down. Come up like this. Trap the arm. And then drop, drop, drop. here like that. Okay? Now, this is what's referred to as a pain compliance or pain control technique. Okay, I'm relying on his ability to feel pain. If he's out of his mind on some sort of chemicals or if he's just hyped up on adrenaline, he may not feel it. But it's good to have these techniques as a first recourse before we resort to punching them and kicking them and driving their heads into the concrete, right? It's nice to have the softer techniques first. And if you're a doorman or a security guard or a policeman or whatever, you can't be punching people in the head at the drop of a hat. You need to have some other kind of control technique. So this is where this stuff comes in very handy. Okay, but you can see in Taekwondo, we snap down into the technique. And that's because the same technique can be used to destroy the elbow as well as to exert control using pain compliance. A joint lock is a popular saying that a joint lock is just a break that hasn't happened yet. That means a joint lock and a joint break, all the conditions are exactly the same except the level of intensity and pressure has changed slightly. Alright? The pressure comes on incrementally in a joint lock, whereas on a joint break you want acceleration through the joint.